What was interesting with that last fish that I noticed that it wasn't buried in the brush, it was holding just outside of the brush. That pretty much tells me that the fish haven't moved in yet, that they're just on their way in. Because usually they're buried way in there. But that particular fish was about 6 feet outside of the edge of the brush. If you look at this piece of structure here, it looks like it's just a little point coming out. What a lot of people don't realize is that that's part of the old roadbed, which runs parallel to this shore. So that's what we're gonna do right now, is fish a little bit of that old roadbed. So something I want to mention, I don't know if you noticed, but the last number of fish had no problem keeping them pinned. And the reason for that is because a lot of these areas that we're fishing, we got a little bit away from that channel, so the terrain is a little flatter. And if you've noticed, every single one of the fish that were hooked were either running to the right or to the left. None of them came charging out toward the boat like they were earlier when we dropped a few fish. When you get on those bluff banks and you're holding over creek channel real deep water, the fish have a tendency to just charge the boat. And it just makes it very difficult, which is why I like a really fast reel for, you know, when I'm fishing jigs under those conditions, to try to keep up with them. This area in particular coming up, you have a lot of wood that you can't really see. I mean, I know it's there. You have a lot of trees over the years that fall in, and throughout time, you can't see any remnants on shore, but if you fish here often enough, you know they're scattered throughout. See that tree right off that point there? What a great spot that is. It falls into some deeper water, but here's a funny story. I was fishing there last year with a buddy of mine, and took a couple of casts, and on one of them I hooked into a really nice fish. And as the fish was coming up, I don't recall off the top of my head, but I believe it was 4 pounds and change. But here's the interesting part. As the fish came right up to the boat and I was ready to lip it, there was another fish behind it that tried to eat that fish. And I've never seen anything like that before.
How big was that fish?
Well, you know, it was so quick and it scared the daylights out of both of us because we didn't expect anything like that. But I would say it had to be easily in the 8-pound class.
Oof.
Like I said, it could have easily swallowed that 4-pound fish.
Wow.
I've never, in all my years, I've never seen a bass do that. I just thought it was very, very odd. And it's a story that I told to many friends, and it's a good thing I had a witness, because I think most would not have believed that. I know I would have had a difficult time believing it, because I've just never seen anything like that happen. Now let's see if there's anything in there. Fish on. Oh, lost them.
Ooh.
Sometimes I have a tendency to come back. There's a fish. Nice fish. Not as fat as a belly on this one, but still a healthy fish. Okay, let's let it go. Now we fished this earlier and we didn't get anything earlier in the morning. So that fish apparently just moved up. Now I'm hoping there's a few more because this is a really good area here.